Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, in this season of Valentine's Day and love, I wanted to share like pretty much my dating story. Really just focusing on why I had decided to not date and why I'm ready to date again. So for me, and you'll get a lot more details on this next week on my new channel, where I share dating as a Christian. So for me, I am only going to date you with the intentions of seeing if this can go to marriage. So I'm not going to keep dating somebody that I know is just not going to be my husband. Point blank simple. You know, like most of my relationships don't last long because I don't want to waste my time with somebody who I know they're not my match. They're not the one that God created me for. I was not created for them. So there is no need for us to continue down this road to sadness and despair and potentially hate and anger. So for me, like, that is how I see dating. I did lose my dad when I was 9 years old, so I didn't realize how much that had an impact on me and my relationships with other men until I was in my 20s, and one of my friends like mentioned that to me. It was 3 of us and we all grew up without our own fathers, and she was just saying how much it was affecting my relationship with other guys, and I was just like, no it's not, like I'm good. And then I really sat down and thought about it, and it was like, it is. It really did affect me, and it still does. It doesn't as much now because I'm aware of it, I understand it. And there's also a book that I've read called Father Loss, and if it still is around, I will link it. It was written in, I think, in like 1987, so they stopped producing it. But if I'm able to find like any used copies that are still on sale, I will put that link in the description box. But after I read that book, I realized then that my relationships with men were just toxic, and that was any type of relationship. Any close relationship with a man was very toxic because I was yearning for that love that I didn't have for my dad. I guess like I felt rejected. My father was murdered, so he was taken away from me, but my cat's acting like a hot mess every time I go to record. So even though my dad was murdered, even before that, like, he and my mom were never married. They were teen parents, and he was constantly in and out of my life. So even before losing him to death, I still had that feeling of being rejected by him. I have a problem with being rejected. I don't know who doesn't, but I know for me it's escalated because of that, not having my dad and feeling rejected by him before he died, and feeling even more rejected by him even after he died. So that's why I'm like, if you can get a copy of this book, it will just explain it more, because I'm not going to go into details because I'm not trying to make this an hour-long video. But it really just explains how no matter how you lose your dad, for females, you feel rejected, and therefore that affects your relationships because you're always trying to fill that void and fill that gap. And one of my main relationships, and that was the one where when I went back home to Jersey for Christmas, I met up with him. He was like the one who, when I was in my 20s, I was like, he's my soulmate. Did we work together in a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship? Absolutely not, because he kept rejecting me. It was, he would promise to do things and then he would never like do it, or he would always put his fraternity brothers before me, and it was just like rejection after rejection after rejection. And I was just like, this ain't working. Like, but I could see how great of a friend he was with his fraternity brothers, how great of a friend he was with his other teammates that ran track with him. So I'm like, he has the potential of being great in a relationship, just not with me. So we became friends, and he became my best friend. I moved to Atlanta, and we parted our ways. And I hadn't seen him since I moved to Atlanta, then Charlotte, until Christmas. So it had been about 11 or 12 years since I had seen him. He was the one person that no matter what relationship I was in, every time that relationship ended, I was thinking about him. Or while I was in a relationship, I was comparing them all to him. So here we are today, and I'm so happy that I got to spend time with him because, again, like I've said to you, it made me realize that, yes, I do want to be in a relationship, but it also showed me the main reason why I did not want to be in a relationship. Because I believe deep down inside, I still thought he was my soulmate, and I still thought that he was the one, and it was like, if I'm not going to be with him, then I'm not going to waste my time with anybody else, because, again, I date for a purpose. I date with the intention of seeing if we're going to be married, and if I think that he's the one, why am I dating anybody else? So now that I'm 99.999% sure that he's not the one, like I said before in a different video, I still love him. I still believe we're soulmates. Do I think you marry your soulmate all the time? No. But do I think that your soulmate is going to be a part of your life at some time, some aspect, some way? Yes. So that's where I am now, and that's why this whole change has come about. That's why I was like all in my feelings, because I was just so confused as to what to even do. I'm not against marriage at all. I'm not against dating at all. Just me and where I was, that's just not what I wanted. I was doing a lot of independent things. You know, I had just bought my house. I had just started doing this whole blogging thing. Like, I was just in a different space, whereas now I'm like, okay, my house has been lived in. I'm starting to get adjusted to this whole blogging thing and being an influencer and still trying to turn it into my career. And the only thing that I am still missing, the one part of life that I am missing other than being a mom, is having that person to share those things with. And I do realize, you know, how much I love being in love. Like, I love big. And you know, that could be another part of why I was just like, I'd rather be single, because I love so big, and when you love so big, that means you hurt just as big, if not bigger. So like, I love big, and I love love, you know. And with this being a Valentine's season, I just felt like I should just share this with you guys. So that is today's video. But I love you guys, and if you are new to this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I will see you on Sunday for another vlog. Bye.